Hey friends, I'm Mel and welcome to my kitchen. This is where I love to bring you quick and easy weeknight dinner inspiration every week. This video is no exception. It's kind of all over the place, but it's got something for everybody. So sit back, relax, grab you some sweet tea, and let me do the cooking. Tonight I'm making a brand new chicken recipe, brand new to me, but it is a lemon pepper panko fried chicken breast. We are going to give this a try. It sounded so good. Now we're going to mix up our breading for our chicken. I'm doing a cup of panko breadcrumbs. These are unseasoned. I just like to keep them unseasoned and then put whatever I want in them. But if you have seasoned, I'm sure it's fine. I'm using about 1/8 of a cup of grated parmesan cheese. Using a tablespoon of lemon pepper seasoning, and this is really good. I will link the website where I buy this. It's a guy locally. It's called the Lawman Rub Company. He has a lot of great rubs for the smoker. Going to use a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and about 1/2 teaspoon of some dried parsley. Now we're just going to incorporate all that together. I'm going to try to get away with 1 egg. I might have to go back for another one. These are thin sliced chicken breasts, but they're really big. Okie dokie, just going to take the chicken breast and you want to coat both sides really well in your egg. Then it's slippery. It's hard to get a hold of after that. Then you're going to bring it over here to your panko, really press it down. I'm going to go ahead and put some over on that side. Then I'm going to flip it over and press it in even more. You really want to get your coating on there. Get all of that seasoning, because you know what? I didn't even salt and pepper this chicken. I just forgot. I might hit those 2 pieces with some salt and pepper. We are just hungry. While my oil is heating up in my skillet over here, I'm just going to go ahead and get another one done up. I think 1 egg is going to get me through. And I think this is a perfect amount of breadcrumbs. Could probably even get 1 more thin one if you needed to. Before we start our chicken, I'm going to get some green beans going. And I wanted to show you my can opener here. I had tons of comments last week about my tomato paste can. You know, I was trying that deal where you take both of your ends of the can, the lids off both ends, and you were supposed to be able to get it out easier. What you're supposed to do is leave 1 end on and plunger it through. But see the way my can opener works? It won't go back. Mine cuts around the outside, so that's why that little trick didn't work for me. So I'll run you through this real quick in case you've never seen this before. I'm just using 2 14-ounce cans of green beans. These are Kroger brand. We love them. Gonna hit them with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. If you have a little bacon grease, I always like to throw a little bit of that in. About 1 tablespoon of butter. I keep the real bacon bits, so I just toss a few of those in. You wouldn't want to use the imitation kind with this. I like to put a little Worcestershire in. If you enjoy soy sauce, that is good. Then the really oddball ingredient is some brown sugar. Patrick really likes the brown sugar. He would never eat green beans before. Well, he would never eat them unless they were like out of the garden fresh and you were like cooking them with real bacon. But we ain't got time for that. I just mix them together and then I'm going to turn mine up on about medium-high heat. And I get mine to cooking really good. Then I just cut them down and I just let them simmer real hard until about all of the liquid is gone. I think my oil is nice and hot. Let's lay a chicken breast down. Oh yeah. I may not be able to fit all these in here at one time. Let's lay another big bad boy in here. Oh, it's smelling delicious. Our chicken is looking and smelling beautiful, and this should just take about 4 minutes on each side. You just want to make sure it's an internal temperature of 165 degrees. Let's go ahead and give our first piece a little flip. Oh, that looks good. I actually saw this recipe on Instagram, and I forgot the name of the girl, but she's not a food channel. She has a YouTube channel. It's called The Small Things, and she's more of like a hair and makeup beauty person. But on Instagram, everybody shows everything. And she was making this for her family, and it looked delicious. I mean, look how delicious it looks. And it sounded wonderful. So I just copied that recipe down. And I'll leave her Instagram and YouTube links below for you. You might enjoy her channel as well. Look at that. This looks so good. Standing here frying this chicken got me to thinking also about last week's video when I asked that about electric skillets. Y'all were cracking me up. Everybody remembered electric skillets. Some of you still had one, and I'm kind of on the fence here. I'm thinking I'm going to have to get me an electric skillet. Imagine how I could have fried all of these up together in a big old electric skillet. The only drawback was they were such a monster to wash up, wasn't they? To go along the side, I just did some steamable corn in the microwave. I just like to season it up with a little salt and pepper and put a little pat of butter in it and let it get all melted down. This was a wonderful, easy comfort meal. This chicken is absolutely delicious. Lemon pepper is something that I always thought of just using in grilling or bacon, but I've never fried chicken coated with a crunchy coating and lemon pepper. This was so bright and delicious. You have to try it. It is so juicy. I just wanted to show you how pretty it fried up, and it was so good, especially it being a thin breast. It was done in absolutely no time. This is a perfect meal for a night where you don't have much time, but you want something home style. Today I'm going to make a quick, easy, light, delicious, yummy little lunch salad. And I'm using this tricolor rotini. This is a 12-ounce box, and I'm just going to use about half of it. I've also made this with bow ties, and that is very pretty. Just whatever pasta you like is fine. I'm going to cook it till it's al dente. Okay, I have my pasta drained, but I did not rinse it. You want to keep it warm for this because we are going to melt some of this Boursin cheese. This is the garlic and fine herbs variety, and I have half of a block of this. I used half of it for something else here a while back, and I'm going to help it along and just kind of break it up a little bit. It's really soft and it melts beautifully. If you're making this for a party or a cookout or something like that, you can definitely make more of this. I'm just kind of halving this because this is just for me to munch on around here. Okay, get that cheese all covered up with these warm noodles, and it will just melt down that little bit of it that's left. Now I'm going to take me some real bacon pieces and just eyeball this, kind of how much ever you think you like. I'm also going to take some frozen peas, and I'm leaving them frozen. This was just a little bit I had left in a bag here in the freezer. You don't want to cook those up. You just want them to thaw out in this salad. I've got to where I really like to make this with the colorful rotini. I just think it's very pretty. I also like to put some little grape tomatoes halved down in mine and some red onion. But when I picked up my groceries this week, I had one little bag that didn't make it home with me. It was a couple of Roma tomatoes, a pack of grape tomatoes, a red onion, and an avocado. All my good stuff, but it'll be fine just like this. That Boursin cheese is very good, and it just helps everything kind of like stick together in here. I like to take just a little bit of shredded Parmesan cheese and put over the top of this. And if you want, you could take you some tuna and put that in here. Rotisserie chicken or some grilled chicken, leftover chicken. You can definitely put anything like that you want to in here. Canned chicken. But I love it just like this too. On days like today, you can see it's almost 3 o'clock, and I am starving to death. I've got to have a little something to tide me over, so I'm just going to eat me a little bit of this right here warm today. Not only is this little pasta dish delicious, it's so easy. And you don't have to do all of like the tomatoes and the onions. You don't have to do really any chopping at all. You could literally throw this together in 10 minutes. Takes no time once you get your pasta cooked. Can't beat the flavor of that boursin cheese. It just elevates everything. Makes a perfect pasta salad type lunch, or a great side that you can really make go a long way. Let me know what you think about recipes like this. Patrick, he's not real gung-ho on stuff like this. He calls like this frou-frou food. Frou-frou-y, that's what he calls it, frou-frou-y food. But to him, any plate that doesn't have a big hunk of meat on it, that's frou-frou food. These recipes are some of the easiest I've ever made, and this lemonade pie is no exception. This lemonade pie is going to start with 4 ounces of very softened cream cheese, and we're going to beat it up till it is super smooth. Into this, we're going to add 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. This is the real good gooey stuff. Don't get confused and use evaporated milk. This is sweetened condensed milk, 14 ounces. Now we're going to mix this in. Now we're going to put in our thawed lemonade concentrate. This you get in the freezer section, orange juice, lemonade, raspberry lemonade. But it's important to note you're only going to use 6 ounces, which is half of that can. You could also use orange juice or any other kind of juice that you might like to experiment with and get a different flavor. And you guessed it, we're going to mix it in. Now we're going to take this entire 8-ounce carton of Cool Whip and we're going to mix it in. And you want to mix that until you don't see any of the white streaks of your Cool Whip. And you know I'm going to test these beaters. That's good. I just have a pre-made graham cracker crust. It's the regular size. This recipe did say to get the bigger one that has the 2 extra slices, but my store just didn't have it. So we're going to see how much we can fit in here. This just might be a really big pie. I'm just going to make ours super tall, I guess. You know, this is a very quick and easy little pie. And I mentioned Maddie is graduating. And even though it has been a busy week, I mean, we had Mother's Day, which is always wonderful, but very crazy. Then Mother's Day was also Maddie's birthday. The next day was mine and Patrick's 30th anniversary. Now we've got baccalaureate tomorrow night and graduation the next night. I still want to do some little fun, happy things. Oh, I'm going over the side. And I just felt like this pie fit the bill. Now that I had all this pie in here, I remembered I had some graham cracker crumbs. I could have made another little pie crust. I just forgot I had these. But you know what? I'm going to take a little bit of them and just sprinkle them across the top. I don't think I'm going to take a chance on putting this little lid over here. I don't think that it would fit without getting squished down. I'm just going to leave the lid off. I'm going to put this in the fridge and let it set overnight. You have to give this pie a try. It is not overly tart. It's the perfect amount of lemon flavor, and it also has like a softness to it. Don't skip out on that cream cheese. You've got to put it in there. It gives it a marshmallow cream texture. And I want you to look. It's not hard like a cheesecake, but it's just soft and fluffy. But look how it stands up to when you put your fork through it. You've got to make this. I'm doing a raspberry lemonade one next. Hey friends, have I mentioned it's been a crazy week here? Tonight, I am utilizing something I've had in the freezer. This was from April. I made some Southwestern crock pot chicken tacos. I saved my leftover filling in like a quart-sized bag and froze it. Tonight, I just thawed it out in some tepid water, and I'm going to use it 2 different ways. Okay, I melted a little bit of butter in my skillet, and what I have are the big burrito size tortillas. I'm going to try to do 2 at one time in here. I'm just kind of folding them in half. Then the middles will come up right here, and we'll fold them over. I'm going to take this filling, and I just thawed it out in some tepid water. It's still a little bit cool, but that is okay. It'll heat up here. And I'm going to fill one side. Now we're just going to come over here and fill up this side. The wonderful thing about this is it is perfectly seasoned already. We've already made this meal. It's got chicken, it's got black beans, corn, taco seasoning, onions, and salsa down in there. So we don't have to do anything to this. Now that I've got them all filled up, I'm just going to take this side and push it down, and this side and push it down. It's a tight squeeze, but I believe it'll be fine. But wait, as usual, when I'm in a hurry, I forgot something. I do want to add a little cheese in here, because cheese we did not add in the crock pot. We add that as we're plating it up. This is some quesadilla cheese. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay, I've had my skillet on medium. I don't know if I mentioned that. I left these a few minutes. Let's see what they look like. Oh crap, I just tore one. Oh yeah, this is ready to flip. Oh, pretty. Now let's see what I can do with this one that I just tore. Looking good. These are literally just done in minutes. Just going to slide them onto a cutting board and cut them up to serve. Friends, I'm an overstuffer. You know that about me. I have stuff coming all out of the edges. These are so good. You literally have to eat them with a fork. They are so full. They are full of flavor. This is one of those dishes that was better the second time around. Now for the Southwestern chicken tacos third act. I've just got a baking sheet here. I have spread out some tortillas, and I'm just gonna take some of my mixture, and I'm gonna be generous with it and put it all over these. This is full of veggies. You got a lot of corn and black beans in here, salsa, so lots of flavor, but it's also a good way to sneak some extra veggies in on those members of our family who aren't the greatest lover of veggies. Now I'm just going to sprinkle some shredded cheese across the top. Colby Jack is what I happen to have open. And this is a lot of chicken mixture on here. This is how I've grown to like to do it. You can do a layer of chips and then a little bit of your mixture, then do another layer of chips and the rest of it. But I just prefer to make one kind of heavy layer. Then I can just add a few chips here and there as I'm eating it. Then I don't have to feel like I'm committed to eating all these chips. Because honestly, I need probably less chips in my life and more chicken and veggies. I have my oven set to 350 degrees, and I'm just going to set them for 10 minutes and we'll see where we're at. All we got to do is melt that cheese and heat our mixture. Who doesn't love a big old plate of nachos? And when you already have your filling pre-made, you can have them done in no time, and they are totally next level. I top them with just a little bit of salsa and sour cream, green onions, and we are ready to go. This is one of my favorite leftover makeovers of all times. I love to do nachos with pulled pork, taco meat, just anything that I have that I can pull out. I love to throw it on a bed of nachos. And I will leave the video where I made the crock pot Southwestern chicken tacos linked down in the description box below for you. I hope that these tips and tricks and these super fast and easy, delicious recipes will help you out this spring. We know the busy season is upon us. We had a lot of late night eating out dinners this week with all of our festivities, but I still wanted to squeeze in some homemade family time as well. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you spending your Sunday with me. Until next week, I send you love from my kitchen.